Hello everyone out there in the ether. It is me, Travis, with Green Carpet Media, bringing you another Heroes of the Storm commentary. And today we are going to be on the PTR. This is going to be PTR Adventures episode 2 for you guys. We got Alexstrasza, and you can see on the red team, Alexstrasza is going that Flame Buffet build, which is it's very interesting because she can actually do a potentially she can do a lot of damage with that build. This build specifically, after hitting 20 opponents, Flame Buffet, every time you hit an opponent, it reduces the cooldown of Dragon Queen by 5 seconds. I actually read up on that, and I know a few of the moves since episode 1 I have buffed up here. So this is a quick match, and you can see these people are just going to be diving in. It's going to be monotonous. It's going to be mayhem. It's going to be crazy, guys. Murden is getting very low. Stitches does get an awesome hook on him, and they do take down Murden. It looks like ETC is also in trouble, but Alexstrasza is teetering very low as well. It looks like the blue team is going to take down ETC, and that's 2 kills already for the blue team. Now this is, like I said, this is a quick match game, so these deaths can shift for the red team instantly and the blue team instantly. I mean, it just can go it can just go back and forth, because quick match, you know, guys, it's just a crazy beast, because none of these people are a team. They're not in unison, and you can see that Chromie is raining down destruction. Murden is back from the dead, and the Mountain King is trying to tank as much damage as possible, keeping his little squishes alive, and so is ETC. Chromie is trying to do those sandblasts to get up that baseline quest where she has to hit 60 opponents with sandblast, and she is doing a phenomenal job at that. ETC stunning people, Murden stunning people, and slowing people at the same time. And it looks like both the Alexstrazzas went for that Flame Buffet build. They went for that quest talent at level 1. And, oh, you look at that. Stitches has to be careful here, especially since Alexstrasza went into her Dragon Queen form. She does a little bit more AoE damage here. Ooh, Alexstrasza on the blue team is getting dangerously low, but Chromie, I think, is a little bit too far away from shooting her. She is going to be able to hurt back without any issues. Chromie is not going to make it on time to do that siege damage to her. So she's going to get back, heal up, get mana, come back with full health. You can see Aphoedia being a little bit of an annoyance, putting down those nests, slowing his opponent. It looks like Aphoedia is going a nest build. I believe Murden, Alexstrasza, and team are waiting for the blue team to turn in gems, but it looks like they might not go down just yet. It looks like they're still collecting and doing their rounds around Blackheart's Bay. So let's take a look at Alexstrasza, because, you know, we really want to focus on the new characters. I mean, we also have Lily, who's also has she's had a ton of reworks in this one, and I'm pretty interested to see what she's doing. But let's focus, you know, let's focus in on Alexstrasza. So it looks like it's actually going to be an Alexstrasza on Alexstrasza battle here in the middle. I would expect the blue team's Alexstrasza to go the Flame Buffet build as well. Usually when teams do the Flame Buffet, well, since I've been playing the PTR, the Alexstrazzas always go, once they pick level 1 Flame Buffet, they pick level 2, I mean, they pick level 3, they pick level 7, and they really want to buff that ability. It looks like the red team went Heat Exhaustion, which is the Flame Buffet build, which it increases the slow onto enemies from 40% to 60%. So it is very good at handicapping your opponent. It looks like the blue team's Alexstrasza went the Flame Buffet build as well. So it looks like, let me look at the blue team's composition here. It is actually very awkward. You don't really have an assassin for the blue team. Alexstrasza going Flame Buffet build can second as an assassin. Lily, a few patches back, I'm not sure this patch necessarily, she was kind of an assassin support. And sometimes Aphoedia, he is going nest build, so he's not necessarily, as long as someone runs over his nest, he's going to be doing damage. But it's especially hard to build up nests when you have a Murden popping them all the time, and you have an ETC running over them. So it's not necessarily the greatest build, but it is able to have some form of sustained damage if you're able to run over them. You can see Murden getting extremely low here, but Anna is doing a phenomenal job healing him up. Stitches might be going. Stitches is asleep. Anna did put a sleep dart on him. And Muradin will be topped off by his second wind. That's going to top him off. He went Stormbolt build into Thunderclap build. So he's going the traditional build that looks like typically what most people go. Let's see what happens with a Lily versus a Alexstrasza here. Oh, it looks like there's a Dragon Queen, and it looks like Lily does have to peace out because that preservation is going to top Alexstrasza back up to full. Lily doesn't really want to deal with that right now, but it's debatable whether she could have, you know, stayed in there and done the damage to Alexstrasza. But we'll see. You can see how much damage Alexstrasza is doing here. I believe these two Alexstrazzas are currently in the lead for the most damage, even though we do technically have an assassin in Chromie. I think the red team's Alexstrasza is doing more damage than the blue or the red team's Chromie. There's a failed Stitches hook. I'm not sure what that hook was meant to do. Maybe just stall the red team from turning in their gems. They are extremely close. They do have enough gems to turn in right now. And technically so does the blue team, but I think all of the blue team's gems are being housed by that Abathur. He could technically tunnel up there and turn in his gems, but maybe he's a little skeptical, a little bit too scared to get up there since all the red team is sitting up there by Blackheart at the moment. Red team does turn in their coins. There hasn't been a lot of team fighting going on in this game, and maybe these teams are playing it safe, but usually quick matches are crazy. Here's a team match coming. I say that, but here's a team fight coming up here. Chromie is laying down some thunder here while the Alexstrazzas are doing flame buffets. Dragon Queen is popped for the blue team's Alexstrasza, and there is a preservation that is going to heal their team very well. Anna is healing up her team with some sniper shots, and she's putting on some poison damage onto Johanna, who is taking a ton of damage in the front. Here comes Stitches. He's going to try to get a little gobble down on Anna, but he's going to go down. He went in a little bit too deep. Johanna might need to back out here. She loses her unstoppable ability. She is getting extremely low, and I believe she is going to go down as well. I don't think she's going to be able to escape Anna and ETC, and she does fall up there in the north. It was hard to tell there, but you can see that Alexstrasza was cut off from that Johanna. She was not able to heal. There goes an abundance, but the abundance, when you're sitting in that abundance and you see a dragon's breath come down, you know, is it worth just sitting in your abundance? I don't think so. I think the dragon's breath does a little bit more damage than the abundance heals for, I guess you can say. So very interesting game here. It seems like the blue team might be, well, it looks like the blue team is level-wise. They are slightly in the lead, and the red team is definitely winning on structures. So it's kind of balanced. I would say the red team is currently in the lead and is currently balancing out. You can see that there is going to be a team fight, over Blackheart. The blue team does want to collect the 12 coins that the red team is housing right now. There goes a lot of abundances placed down by Alexstrasza trying to heal their team up. ETC is getting very low. Muradin is in a little bit too deep. He might go down here. He's trying to escape, and it looks like he's going to get bumped into his grave, his open grave, and it looks like there is a 1-for-1. Stitches goes down as well, and it looks like Johanna is getting extremely low, and I think she's going to go down. Alexstrasza's breath of life was not able to keep him up. Alexstrasza wants in that abundance, and she does get it. She's getting very low, and there is Abathur trying to do a clone onto Alexstrasza, but it wasn't soon enough. Alexstrasza does go down, so this is technically a pretty pointless clone. Abathur's not going to really do much with this Alexstrasza clone. He should have cloned a lot sooner than that, in my honest opinion, guys. But what he's doing is just delaying the red team from turning in, but both the red team and the blue team currently have both their heroes up, so I don't think this is going to do much. I think ETC is going to turn in, and the red team technically does have enough coinage to turn in the Blackheart. There goes a mosh pit down, but it only hit Stitches, and I believe Lily is going to be able to keep that Stitches topped off. It's not going to be an issue. Well, actually, it might be. It looks like Stitches might go down here, but like I said, Lily is keeping him up, and Stitches is able to keep himself up as well. Alexstrasza did fly into the air doing a cleansing flame, and I guess Lily and Alexstrasza were enough to keep that Stitches up, teetering at about 5% health. Johanna wants blood right now, but Muradin is trying to keep that Johanna off his Alexstrasza. There goes an abundance. Alexstrasza is pulled back to half health. She does do Dragon's Queen, and the red team is now on the offensive, trying to go for the blue team. The blue team is extremely low. Johanna and Alexstrasza are extremely low. Muradin's jumping in with the dwarf toss, trying to slow down his opponents, but he might be in a little bit too deep. He's going to back out. He has no mana, but neither does Sir Anna, and neither does the Alexstrasza. There is a fresh ETC coming in there, punching Lily in the face, taking the panda back to Mistweaver Island. She is definitely dead. Johanna goes down, ETC goes down, and that's what the red team needed. It was a fresh ETC, fresh blood, fresh mana coming in there, pounding the blue team. There's another clone, but like I said, I mean, it's a clone that's a little bit too late for the team fight. They needed that clone, you know, at least 20 seconds ago. So, after clone wasted again, he needs to kind of sync up his clone with the actual team fight and the engage. And who do I think he should? He should probably go for Alexstrasza or maybe even Lily as the clone target, in my opinion. Because those are the people that are going to be doing the damage for the blue team. There is actually no good clone for Abathur at the moment. Who's he going to clone? I mean, there is no assassin. Respectively, you want to go, you want to clone an assassin, and if only you can clone an enemy team, I would say clone the enemy Chromie, but you can't. So there's that, guys. It's a little bit of a lonely cast today because I do not have my co-caster here today, Stincho. She is actually going to sleep. She does have a job that she is going to be working in the morning, and she was too tired to actually cast this game. I do have another co-caster that you guys haven't seen before who's actually in the wings. He's kind of on the sidelines when Stincho can't do it, but he was a little bit busy. He hasn't slept in a while, and you guys might be seeing him in the near future. Look at this. Chromie is only 12 points away from completing her quest, and I believe Muradin was only a few, maybe 4, maybe 1 quest away from completing their baseline. So that's going to be extremely interesting. That's going to be extremely dangerous for the blue team once those quests get complete. Stitches is in way too deep. I don't think Lily is going to be able to heal him. She gets cut off. Muradin is jumping on top of Stitches. Muradin has gone the Dwarf Toss build that slows his opponents by 80% for like 0.75 seconds. So every time he Dwarf tosses onto an opponent, they're going to be slowed. That's just giving Chromie that extra Sandblast, that extra Dragon's Breath that she needs to finish off that quest. Alexstrasza on the red team is extremely low. Johanna is going to jump on top of her, but she is healing up. That Anna is doing a good job topping her off. Muradin and ETC, well, ETC specifically is trying to peel for that Alexstrasza. Muradin is keeping the remainder of the blue team busy. There goes a cleansing flame by the red team's Alexstrasza, healing up Muradin and doing damage to the blue team. You can see that she did do a flame or a wing buffet to push that Johanna back, and there is so much damage coming out. Johanna is getting so low. Lily needs to back out. ETC is going to push Johanna back into the red team, and that's going to finish her off. Look at all this. Look at everything that's happening right now. Quick match is freaking crazy, guys. There goes the blue team's Alexstrasza doing a cleansing flame into the sky, trying to heal up her team, and she did a great job. Muradin is low. I believe Anna is low, and Alexstrasza is low, and all the red team members have extremely low mana except for ETC and Chromie. Anna is getting dangerously low. You can see those nests just doing so much damage, which is pretty good on Abathur's part. Just putting the blue team, just putting nests behind the blue team, so when the red team has to retreat, they're hitting the blue team Abathur's nests. It's getting kind of cray-cray out there, guys, you could say. So Abathur is doing a decent job, I think, pushing the lanes. However, right now he is back at the core, so he does need to push out and push in lanes that the red team are currently not. So it looks like it's a 4v4 matchup here, and there goes a water dragon onto ETC. He is extremely slow, but Anna and Alexstrasza are keeping him up so well. It is insane, guys. Mosh Pit is not currently available, so there is no stun. There goes a perfect Stitch's hook and engorge onto Anna. Anna does get spit out here, and the whole blue team is chasing her down. Can the red team peel for a Muradin? Looks like she's dwarfed obviously doing that 80% slow onto Lily. Not going to be able to kill that Anna, and Anna is snipe healing Muradin right now, and there's a Dragon's Queen going down for both the red team and the blue team's Alexstraszas. They are trying to heal up their team, but the blue team's Alexstrasza just wasn't enough. Stitches and Johanna go down. Both the blue team's tanks are currently down. You can see Abathur over here just slapping this chest, getting the coins. He currently has 10 coins, but the whole entire game he has not been able to turn in these coins. So if he is caught out here by this Alexstrasza coming up here, he could die, but it looks like the minions are enough to ward Alexstrasza away from killing that Abathur. So good news for Abathur, good news for the blue team. They are going to be able to keep their coins, and there is a potential for that Abathur to tunnel into Blackheart and turn in the coins. So, I mean, that's extremely important on Blackheart's Bay, guys. You want to turn in coins. I mean, this map objective, I tell people all this all the time. There's nothing, there almost isn't a map objective more important when playing than Blackheart's Bay. I swear, you got to turn in those coins, you got to collect the coins, and you almost got to play more PvE than you PvP. You got to be very PvE oriented. But you also got to steal those coins. So, you know, right now Abathur has those coins in his little coin purse. He is hoarding them. He doesn't want to turn them away. I'm not sure if his deep tunnel is on cooldown. It could be. We'll see. I don't know what Abathur's doing right here. He wants to turn in the... I'm not sure where he's going. He's going directly into the red team, and he's going to go down. That was a huge blunder by Abathur. There goes the 10 coins, and is falling into the possession of the red team right now. Chromie is in trouble. Maybe Stitches wants that Chromie so bad. He knows that the damage on Chromie is tremendous. That's what's happening right now. Chromie is probably in the lead on the red team as the biggest damage dealer currently, and Stitches wants to take down the Chromie. He's probably telling his team, focus Chromie, but it's really hard when you have an ETC, a Murd, and an Alexstrasza just doing so much damage to you, or so much peels for Chromie. It's impossible to get in there and do that damage. Johanna is also going to go down here. There's not much Alexstrasza and Lily can do. They can only poke from a distance, and they're only really poking the tanks. They're poking ETC, Murden. They're not poking Alexstrasza. They're not poking Chromie. They're not poking Anna. Really, the characters that they want to get in the backline and do damage. But Johanna and Stitches are getting cut off from their teammates, and ETC and Murden are doing such a good job splitting their team apart. So Stitches goes down, then Johanna goes down, and then what's left? All you have is your squishy support and then Abathur, who isn't really in the fight. There goes Stitches once again, dying so quick. He's going in there, but Lily and Alexstrasza cannot maintain. Alexstrasza does not have Cleansing Flame. She cannot fly in the sky. So she has to be extremely careful. She doesn't want to get too low here. Murden is getting low. He does not have Dwarf Top. He does not have enough mana to Dwarf Tops. Johanna is falling on top of him. It looks like the abundance that was intended for Murden is missed. There goes Johanna again. Like I said, the blue team's tanks are just falling left and right, and Lily and Alexstrasza here have to be extremely careful. There is a power slide onto Alexstrasza, and there is a Sandblast and a Dragon's Breath. That fall onto Alexstrasza. She is down, guys. It is extremely painful to watch. The blue team is getting picked off, but look at this. You can see, look at the damage from Alexstrasza and from the blue team and the red team. It's enormous, guys. I mean, this is like assassin level damage here. Look at Chromie's damage. It's only about 6,000 away from Chromie's damage. It's insane. There goes Stitches once again dying. I mean, this is just insane, guys. I mean, Stitches has died 3 times in the last, I don't know, 3 minutes. He reses and dies, reses and dies. That must be extremely frustrating. I mean, maybe he can go warm up a can of beans or a can of chili, you know, while he has that death timer going, which is typically what I do. If the death timers get to be about minute 10, I go warm myself up a can of ranch-style beans, put a little bit Tabasco seasoning in there, and just start eating it while I wait for that death timer to tick around. You know, it's a way to cool off. It's a way to settle down. You know, and you know, you get some good food in you. Woo! So You can see Chromie over here. She's just shooting across the bay, trying to get as much damage. She is escaping. That was good on her part. She's going to miss that Dragon's Breath. Alexstrasza is going to do that. Flame Buffet onto Chromie. That's the damage that's been doing so much to the red team. I mean, both those Alexstrazzas are just doing so much Flame Buffet damage. It's insane. There's a hook onto ETC, but it doesn't really matter because I think ETC currently has probably the Gift of the Red, which is giving him, I think, 500 additional health points. I think that's going on to ETC. Stitches is getting caught out again. There is another death by Stitches. He is not going to be able to survive. He didn't have his Lily. He didn't have his Alexstrasza. Alexstrasza needs to get out of here. There goes Preservation, but it's just not enough. It did not pop soon enough. I think there's a 2-second delay, and it was just 0.25 seconds short of popping. So there it is, Blessing of the Red, and I don't know who exactly has that Blessing of the Red. I think it might be ETC, but I couldn't tell you. I'm not sure if there's some kind of display that shows you who exactly currently is in possession of the Blessing of the Red. You can see that both the Alexstrazzas here went a very, very similar build. There's only, I think, one thing that they went that was different, and that's the stun reduction. I think the blue Alexstrasza did the stun and root, not the reduction, but the stun and root. It gives you, if Alexstrasza gets stunned and rooted, the blue team's Alexstrasza will gain 30% armor. And I think I'm not sure what the other Alexstrasza went. I think it's another similar type ability, but you place it on your ally instead of yourself. So sorry about that. I'm not exactly sure, but and I'm kind of disappointed. Honestly, I'm kind of disappointed that the Lily didn't go Jugs of 1,000 healing, because that's one of the ultimates that had a very big revamp. They decreased the cooldown of Jugs of 1,000 healing by 50 seconds, so it only has a 20-second cooldown. But the catch is every time it heals a friendly ally, it increases its cooldown by I don't know, about 5 seconds, I think. So it has the potential to be a 70-second cooldown. But the thing is, Lily can cancel it and use it for later. So she can pop Jugs of 1,000 healing and then, you know, do kind of like a burst healing on her teammates. So that's really interesting. So it can be like a 30-second cooldown or a 40-second cooldown, a 50-second cooldown, you know, so she can use it a lot sooner than she normally could before. So it's really good. I think that's a very interesting change, and it's really changing the dynamic of Lily. And I'm kind of sad that this Lily didn't go that build. I think it might have been extremely beneficial. Murden is jumping in there, slowing down Stitches and Lily. There goes a water dragon onto Murden, slowing him by, I think, about 80%. Stitches is in trouble once again. I mean, he does have that spell shield, but it is just not enough. Anna is doing extreme rapid fire, because Anna did go that rapid fire build, which increases her it has the potential to increase her auto attack ability by 100%. So you will see her just shooting her auto attacks exponentially. I mean, it's insane. You can watch her right there. Watch Anna just do so much damage. Well, she's off screen now, so never mind. The blue team's Alexstrasza pops Dragon Queen, but it was just not enough. That preservation was not able to heal her. And it looks like there's going to be Johanna going down as well. Her shield was not enough, guys. She got that 50% increased shield, and I think that is it for the blue team right now. The red team is pinging on the core, saying, let's finish this off, and that is a good move. They only have a Lily and an Abathur, and that Abathur and Lily is just not going to be enough. They need bodies, they need damage, and the red team is just going to finish this off, guys. So I think that's going to be GG. The core is already at 50%. And Chromie is harassing that Lily. That Chromie does want. She is out for blood. There's a water dragon onto Chromie. Murden is going to jump in there and try to slow this Lily. They should all really be focusing the core, but, you know, to each their own. They want to have a little bit of a good time before this game ends. It was GG already. So, guys, if you enjoyed that gameplay from me, Travis, Green Carpet Media, please hit that that subscribe button, and please leave me a comment. I did have a lot of views on my last video, but no likes, no comments, no subscriptions. It was very, very sad, very, very lonely. But I do it for the love, guys. So regardless of if you guys are going to like or subscribe or comment, you know, I'm going to keep doing this because I enjoy Heroes of the Storm and I enjoy casting these games. It's actually a bit of a relief for me to cast these games, coming home from a hard work day, sitting down and just really letting the vocals fly, you know. So next time you might get that mystery co-caster, or next time you might get old Stincho back into the co-caster seat. I like having Stincho here because it's fun ping-ponging ideas off her. So guys, thank you for joining me. I love you all. You're delicious little creatures out there. I know it. I just want to eat you all up. I want to devour you. I want to gobble you up and then eat your souls. Because every time I eat a soul, I get a little bit younger.